Welcome to the podcast, Mike. Thank you for coming. Thank you for making sure this happens. You ready
Yeah.
for the podcast?
Yeah.
Let's talk about how you get on the podcast. Big conversations by ordinary people. I think you're one of those people who have pushed to have a conversation on a podcast. So
Yeah.
in the beginning, I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
what are we going to talk about? Because you see,
Eh,
it's really ordinary people, but sometimes Calligraph Jones is Kenyan, right?
the rapper.
The rapper.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That music is really good.
It's really good. If you look at Matata, Sauti,
Sauti. Yeah.
Maya, Zenia, they're all good. You know? So that's Kenya. In Uganda. Now Kenya is known like for like many things. Nigeria is like basically entertainment.
Yeah.
You get.
Uganda has hospitality, I think.
Yeah, we are very welcoming, which is a bit annoying.
Is it?
Yeah.
Also.
To me.
How?
In a good way.
Okay.
Like it's annoying because when you look at like the number of times we have learned from our mistakes, they're accountable. You get?
How do you mean?
For example,
for being hospitable?
yeah, for being hospitable.
We're being banned from that? No, I don't think so.
I think, of course, hospitality, it brings good fruits. You get? We get to be known. You get? For like allowing people, for welcoming people. But when you look at like the fruits of like how we obtain as a country, you know, hospitality streams in very many things. Just last year alone, 2022, look at like the number of artists
that flew in here.
you get. Whether they performed, whether they didn't perform, whether they just came to chill. I've forgotten her name, but she was like, there's an artist that she was, I read it on Twitter, there's some feed that she came and she even like bought a Rolex. She was an American, black American. She even bought a Rolex like from some roller guy. And then this guy who is tweeting is like, I saw her and I thought she was someone else. So when like he reached home, then you realize it was that someone else. You get?
Yeah, but that is a story from way back. It's about Lauryn Hill.
Yeah, that one. Lauryn Hill.
Yeah.
You get? So, basically, our hospitality is good.
Yeah. Okay.
But it becomes annoying when you don't learn from it. You get? We learned what they call economics in high school for those who like did econ. Like there's like giving, like exports and imports, that kind of just, if I can relate it to here, the number of times that like we accept, you should also be able to receive by sending, like you get.
Okay, maybe it's not worth it, but I also feel like we send so many of our people.
Yeah, we send so many of our people,
so
but
much labor out.
how much do they like represent?
Yeah, maybe that's the thing.
Okay, that's how it becomes annoying.
But also, one would argue that the numbers have not reduced. Maybe it's a working formula.
I don't want to say.
Yeah, but we don't have quantifiable data on that, so maybe.
Yeah.
But also, now you as a musician,
Yeah.
in terms of identity,
Yeah.
do you, when we were starting, I told you, when I play a song,
Yeah.
the algorithm is going to pick up on, let's say, Adele,
Yeah.
or Joshua Baraka, or Isabel, those kinds of people that have the music you have. Yeah, but that's a broad
Exactly.
scope. So when we were speaking on identity, do you feel like you are part of the problem as to why we are not recognized? Like, you see how the Nigerian music guys have a sound? Yeah? They could sound the same, one would argue, but it works.
Yeah.
Yeah? Like, it's something people are now trying to start, they're getting other cultures to start singing like them in their language. Yeah? There's that. So, but at least they have sold something. Do you feel like that's lacking here?
There are very many people have said a lot of things. People have like a lot of ideas. People have come up with very many cocktails, solutions. Many are right, many are wrong. But it streams back down to like systems. You get, like someone is going to release. Actually, the basic thing that, like at the very beginning, is money. You get, money and passion to invest in something. The amount of money that you put into music, trust me, it will show. Like from the funds and what.
I don't think it can. There's no guarantee on that. Look at the current trending story, the Gashumba story.
Yeah.
What you have to pick from it is there's a father who looks at the amount of investment that put into the daughter's education.
Okay.
He's talking about paying $4,000 at international schools and whatnot.
Yeah.
In times where it was actually really heavyweight money, yeah? So the investment is much more big. Now he thinks that it should have probably paid off by now. Or it's in the plan of paying off, but it might not. And it's the same thing with music. How much, I asked Isabel this sometime at the symposium, how much money do you make from your music as compared to the amount you inject into the music? Like how much when you inject money in your music, can you survive off that? Like, does that make business sense?
It's not like assured.
Okay.
Yes, music is a business. And businesses, there are losses, there are profits. But music is like a solid business, bro. It's like when the amount of money, I'm going to give you like two scenarios.
Yeah.
You're going to invest, let me say, $500
Jose.
in an artist. You get? You're going to invest $500 in an artist. And then this artist is going to, be him. You get? He's going to do what he does best. He's going to try as much as he can, to move on, get into these places, try to perform here. And of course, when you invest, it depends if you have a team, all this, you get. And at the end of the day, you're going to release, and the public, there's that perception. The public doesn't exactly want to hear what you have. Want to hear what you have. I've used that line. They don't want to hear what you have. Now, what that money now does, like the money you put, number one, there is marketing. There are very many ways of getting to have people to listen to your music, not by just like putting them on streaming platforms. You get, even just by talking to someone. Like I've talked to you right now, and let me say when I release an EP, or a project, or an album, or another single, you get, you're going to like want to listen to it. You get, depending on the kind of person you are. So there are very many ways of like making people listen. You get what I mean. So there's that scenario of putting a lot of money, $500,000, and then the perception of the people you've marketed, you've done what we've seen very many artists in Uganda. They have got good distribution deals, and at the end of the day, you get, let me say, aspects of 5 years, you expected this person to be somewhere. You get, as fans, we have expectations for the people we like, for the people we support. You get. Then there's this artist, has no money. You get. In Uganda, we've had very many instances, like releases a banger.
Alien skin.
You get. Goes to studio and talks about how he doesn't like fear danger and what. Freestyle, he's being him. Like the same artist who was given a lot of money was being him also. When people like, you get, perceive that. And at the end of the day, you'll see the person who like had money is earning less in the long run.
Let me try and make sense of that.
Yeah.
The person, in this case you speak of, that has money,
Yeah.
can do music.
Yes.
But he's probably not relating to the people. So to his own identity. Now, Alien Skin has some sort of identity.
Yeah.
Like, it's already there. Like, there's Daily Monitor released some report in 2017 where they say 2.6 Ugandans in Kampala use marijuana.
Yeah.
All those people are almost target clients to him. Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, and he's trying to communicate. It's more like a Bobby Wine, yeah? Bobby Wine's poetry made sense because it was relating to so many people.
Yeah.
And this is what I was talking about in terms of identity. Do we miss that? Because now that, well, of course the money is needed, the guy has to brand, you still have to push your music. We still don't know how his music has become a banger, by the way. Because there's so many other people that have sung about the same ghetto stuff and they've not come out.
Man, I do want to say, but when you talk about identity, he has identified himself, and
he's sticking on brand. I've just seen recently that media is trying to divert him.
Exactly. But as Ugandans, if we want to be identified as Ugandan musicians, we need to give exactly good music. I'm not saying good music is not there; it's there. But, there's music that you listen to straight from production, and you'll be like, man, if they gave me this beat, I would at least also do something, you get? From production. Then you listen to the production, it's nice, you listen to the words, the way the person sat on the song, the way the person filled, you get, his lyrical content and put the voice in and what, it's all nice. Yeah. You get. Now, when you come to identity, we identify ourselves with what we produce. You get. We shall be diverted by very many things, but at the end of the day, identity is something that's very special because that's how people will know you. Alien Skin, for example, we're talking about him, has identified himself as that ghetto man. You get. But then, there's that also that guy who has a lot of money, who is also going to come and identify himself as someone else, you get. And people will perceive, fans will either, I don't know, break in the middle, you get. People are there, people will listen.
Do you think we are genuinely in love with music from West Africa, or the marketing budget for that music influences our love for it?
No, we are. We are.
Okay.
We love that music. Then I won't lie. We love that music. That's why they top our charts.
Yeah, but you see, streams and charts is a whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we've had some of their concerts flop.
Yeah.
And in Uganda, concerts really are like a real key determinant on the success of a musician. Yeah. We don't really rate people on their numbers. It's a whole new thing, the internet stream thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it's actually not new. It has been there.
Yeah. No, okay. Yeah. It's been there for forever, but like for people to really appreciate. Yeah. When you look at if Bebe, I don't know if they're still as relevant as they were. If Bebe, Bobby, and Camille, and Navio, Peter Miles, and all those guys that were singing then, that people perceive as the grandfathers of the industry. When you look at what they regard as term of music success is maybe how many album copies they sold physically, but also on how much they traded their concerts for.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was like the whole thing. And it's still the thing.
Yeah.
Guys, the Spice Diners, the Fikfa makers, Shiba Karunjis, you see how much energy and how much it means for them to have a filled-up concert. And this is the same for every other artist. So it still matters that you can still pull numbers.
Yeah.
But if we've had scenarios where Nigerians come and some of their stuff flops and others it's successful. So there's that bit of maybe we don't really love the music, and there's so much for you not to avoid the music. Like, you'll find the music, yeah? They have very good promoters, they have very good publishers, so you'll find the music. You'll be influenced. Algorithms will just play the music. There's that. And we just don't have such budgets here.
There's a lot to be an artist. There's so much. It's not just about... I know I'm not like so professional.
Yeah, but you have a vision of...
Yeah, there's a lot of being an artist. Like, when you perform, okay, people expect... You should know that, like, studio work is so much different. So much different from, like, stage performances and what. And whatnot. It's too much. Like, the difference there is, like, thick. Being an artist is not just about, like, going to studio. You have to relate with your fans. Not only them by listening to what you have on your engines, but you have to, like, relate with them in the stage performances. A performance that you give should make someone feel comfortable enough to keep listening to what you'll have to give out to them later on. You get what I mean? You're going to concoct, like, you're going to get a live band. Yeah? Your wardrobe has to be, like, top notch. Yeah? Or you can be simple. Yeah? You're going to go back to studio and you're going to, like, reproduce a backline of what you want, like an accompaniment, like the band to follow. You get? It will depend on if it's like a mini performance, you give people, like, how should I, there is silent disco headsets. You get? For people to, like, will get the groove, eh? Or you can give them a mass performance, like blankets and wine Coachella something. You get? Like what we do at Lugogo. It's a lot to be an artist. By the time people have paid money to come and watch you, you get? Trust me, you're known already.
Okay.
And that's like the first step.
To get known.
Yes.
All right.
And how you get known is, like, by releasing your music. You get? People are not going to, like, pay money if they don't know.
True.
So by the time you see, like, people, like, there's a turn up, you know there's something. Trust me, in Uganda...
but I can influence the getting known. Like you said, you see in the beginning, like you said, you can just trend, right?
Yeah.
Over any student. They can beat you and
yeah, you get. Then you can go to TikTok, like, the next day. And then you do something.
Yes.
I'm just saying, but getting known is, like, the first step to getting to what you want. You get? And as a musician, by the time you see, like, there's a turn up, take that as an advantage.
Yeah.
Now, the performance that you give people, many people are saying that when Rema came, what, he spoiled our independence, what, I mean, all those tweets, what. And, man, a performance should not be exactly the way, like, the fans will want it. You get?
A performance should be exactly the way the fans love it.
The fans are very different people. Very many people with different, like, brains. And very different ideologies of how they want you to sing. You get? Some fans want you to touch them. Okay. Some other fans want you, like, to remove your shirt and throw it, like, to them. Other fans want you they just want you to be there in one position. Others want you to dance with people. Fans, like, want so many things. So at the end of the day, it has to just, like, be you. You get? There's a guy called David Sebali. I remember I was done performing at Patio, the Patio branch that closed there. He told me that if you want to give a good performance, enjoy it with your guys.
The guys you're performing for.
You get. Enjoy it with your
guys. But these are different guys, remember.
What I'm saying is, enjoy it with your guys. Eh? No, that's, like, his perception. And that's, like, as an artist, you would say that, man, that performance was mad. Like, among you guys, because you enjoyed yourselves. And that's very true. The performance was mad. When you're going to ask, like, one of your buddies, there are those true guys, like your boys, who are, like, back there. You'll be like, man, how was it? The guy will tell you, man, what was
that?
The guy will tell him, but I couldn't hear you. You get?
Yeah.
You get? At the end of the day, you should be able to be versatile as an artist. Now you had said that artists from out like West Africa about us enjoying their music. Their music is nice. A guy will do a banger. He comes to Uganda and he makes us sing on stage. He's on stage, but he's over giving us like the mic. You get what I mean?
Because Apple Music has done its thing by the last 3 months. We're making sure you understand and count the lyrics.
You get? You get? So he's going to like make you guys sing. And it's very embarrassing, like for an artist to come. Like you guys have turned up mob, and his song is like up there, and then he's like, baby, calm down, and then calm down, and then he reaches like
A
the chorus part, and you guys are like,
and you continue.
no, but, and like you guys don't sing. You get? So being an artist is like very hard.
Okay, I get that.
You get. Now back to your point of like artists from West Africa. Those guys are good, and we enjoy their music. Those guys, they may be politics. Politics is always
there. Yeah.
But those guys are really good. The fact that we listen to them, and the evidence is there for it, topping the charts and what. It's the same thing that happens like in other African countries, other countries around. Just 2 days ago, Calm Down, Rema was like number 1 in India. But this has been happening around the world. When it came out, it was number 1 in Uganda. You get number 1 in Rush, Ira Star. It's still number 1 Boomplay.
In Uganda?
In Uganda.
Yeah, but I think even on YouTube it's in like top 5.
You understand?
Yeah.
So these guys have mastered the arts of systems and how to move through the industry. It's not just now about having money.
Yeah, they know the business.
You get. He's going to like release a project or a single where he goes next. Like there's that strategy. You get where he goes next, who he routes it to, and it's not just about releasing and relaxing. There are so many things that are done like behind, like to get it on these playlists even before like music comes out, like before it comes out. There's some playlists like you can give your song to. You get?
Yeah.
By the time it comes out, it's everywhere. You understand? So, and then there are like the systems that we talked about. Guys are going to go on Daily Show. Like when Wizkid released his album, he was on the late night show singing, More Loveless Ego, a jam that he had like released a week ago in an album. So you get what I mean?
The marketing is top notch.
Exactly.
Guys do collabs with like Ed Sheeran.
You understand? It's not that we can't do that. I would like be very, like extremely happy if like Joshua Baraka like did something with Ed.
Yeah.
It would like blow.
But doesn't that then go back to who you're signing with and how much power? Do you want to be a record label artist?
With 10,
do you
because
feel like the labels are a plus? Like, what's your understanding of the labels for you? Because that's the whole point. Who labels, you sign to will get you where you.
Yeah, labels are good. Labels are good. They really help. But if like you can work out something with a label, like if you can like agree on what to keep, because a lot happens.
Yeah,
a lot happens before and after, and during. You get, like they can get you to a certain point, and then like what you signed at the beginning. You get.
Do you feel like people are ignorant while signing these contracts?
Yes,
are they so
yes,
excited?
because like they're very desperate. You get what I mean?
Okay, minus the ignorance. If you understand what you're signing.
If you understand what some guys actually understand what they're signing, but you should know you should know that we all don't know what the future holds. You get? The future holds a lot, man. Future holds a lot. Like you can be here and then you'll be like, man, let me sign with Sony. Though of course they'll get you where you want.
Will they? Look at what they did to Keron.
Yeah, let me tell you, Sony will get you where you want. But
do you think Erin Tale is where she wants?
At the end of the day, when you look at these guys who's like signed, I talked about like doing like being an artist is like a lot. You get just signing to a label and you expect them like to put you where you want is something different. But those guys can get you where you want. You get. And if all guy goes well, they'll get you where you want. You get. Now, when you look at, I'd give an example of Sony, like you signed Sony and you're not ignorant about what you're signing. You're very like of sound mind and you're sure that you hit the birds like with one stone. But you don't know what the future holds. Like, will people perceive? You get. There's a lot. I have like, normally when I'm doing music, when I'm writing, I have to, I really catch myself a lot. I have this kind of tendency of, it's not exactly, but it will be like, I'll be like, most times I'll be like, nah, man. When I was beginning to write, it was like a bang. It was like, hey man, this is good. But in the middle, I'll be like, you know, you get. I have a lot of. Sometimes I have to like remove my mind, like out of my head, and like first give it some fresh air. If you get what I mean, like being caught up in your bubble, like being caught up in like a tin of so many thoughts is not kawa.
How do you deal with that?
You have to deal with it personally. Many people are going to tell you a lot of things or what. Yeah.
How do you deal with your creative block?
Creative block is it's really something to talk about. Yeah. But when you look at how you deal with it, there are in so many ways. People have very many things. Like someone can invite you for a session and then you like find candles like everywhere. I think it's going to be like a ritual session or something. But someone is 100% comfortable with the curtains closed and like let me say like dim lights and there are a lot of candles and the person works best in that kind of. You get what I mean? So creative block, can be dealt with in very many ways. You can open your mind up to what you feel, can work for you. I went to a place and some guys liked burning honey. Like to get some scent. And when it came out, these guys were so kawa. At some point I thought it's some kind of drug and or high or something. But these guys like really good. Wakawa. So me personally, it's just a sense of inspiration that you will just get.
So you speak of writing.
I write
some sense of producing.
Yeah.
How much are you involved in your process?
Like, as per now, like 70%.
You
It
do
depends.
the production, you do the writing.
Depends. There's some projects when I write, I first write. I feel like I can't do this on my own. You know? I'll write, I'll see how the song like will feel, and I'll take it to someone straight away, and the project will get done. You get? The project will get done. Like there are guys like let me say Axon.
Yeah.
100% believe so much in his creativity. The guys who have like built their brand. You get? Like Joshua, Barry, Rema, Abasa, JC Muyonjo. There are guys who like you really, you're so comfortable with acting. Yeah. You'll write and you'll go and give him his idea. Or he'll have his perception of how the things will go. But me personally, I'll write and there's a certain way I want that song to go. I'll come to you and I'll be like, man, I don't want beats. Just run strings through it. Like the first time. Then we shall harmonize the strings. Then we shall freestyle and like chop them. Get. And that's how the song will go, because it's the way I wanted it. You get.
Okay.
If you feel like you cannot do that for me, and you want it in another way, I mean, I'm going to like go and you get do it myself, or and I look for something else. You get.
I see. That is what the 100% is about.
Yes.
Handling it.
Yes.
And you want to do that by yourself?
No.
Okay.
I just like to be involved.
Mm.
You know. I just at least you know what's going on. But I like also need help, because it's not easy. You know, it's really not easy. But at the end of the day, I'm sure things will get better. We shall move. Things will get better.
So in terms of communication and message, what are you hell-bent into? Are you motivating us? Are you giving us for you, what are you communicating with the music? I don't know if I asked this at the beginning when we were recording or
I've don't know, but I feel like you asked it.
Yeah, but
anyway,
like
yeah, I think that's
it wasn't
before.
recorded. Yeah.
My music will basically have a sense of question, like from everyone or from some people.
Yeah.
It will have why? It will have a lot of, just like everyone else. But I would like to like talk about what I feel through melody. I would like to talk about what everyone feels or someone else feels through melody. But you won't like, I doubt you'll catch me really talking about politics and what and the government.
Why would you skip that?
I don't really like to involve
myself.
We are
affected so much by the politics and the governance of our country that you are almost most likely to sound very irrelevant if you don't touch on some of those issues. Unless you're going to sing about sex. Sexualize all your music, which is cool, we vibe to it.
Yeah.
Talk about the party life. But if you skip the politics of it,
I feel like
we
may. I feel like I may, but
you have to.
I won't like. I don't think like releasing a project, releasing a real song about like the government or what the government ain't doing and what. You know the song, Line. You know the song called Whiskey?
Which one?
Not Whiskey.
Whiskey Davido?
No, it's by Burna Boy. It's from his latest album.
With Stormzy?
No.
Okay.
The song is just talking about how like there's a lot of like pollution in Nigeria. It's not Whiskey. It's talking about pollution in Nigeria and about how there's like oil, you know?
Yeah.
How they like mining of oil, and then at the beginning of the song is like there's like a local woman talking, and she's like, when you wake up in the morning and you cough, you need a cough black suit. You get. So there's that message.
Climate change.
You get. In Nigeria. So I feel like if I'm to like do something about I won't exactly dwell a lot around it.
Yeah.
I'd like to talk about like me.
Oh, you see, it depends on so much on how you communicate.
Yeah.
Take for example Wayne. I like him so much because of his Dawa Entendres. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can speak on a message without speaking on a message, really. Like, the meaning will be left to you. But to me as the guy listening, me and let's say Jose, if I'm listening and then Jose is listening, we both pick something different.
Yeah.
Yeah? And then we leave what you actually meant to you. Like, we just you're singing about the same things. Yeah, like we both read the same lyrics, me and him, but we're both taken away different perceptions. It's like the Bible, yeah? Really. Very different people interpret it differently.
You had talked about communication.
Yeah.
Like, still when it comes back to music, there are very many ways to promote your music. You can release a project, and then you talk about like what you released. You get, like, first stream out a song, and then you talk about why you
release a song.
You get, and what was going on with that version, and then you can make people actually think what you want them to think. You get, but you've talked about, like, let me say, like you and Jose.
Yeah.
When I was like still in high school, the teacher would teach.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the day, he taught one class.
Yeah.
But not everyone will pass.
Deaf.
You get, so people take things in, people digest things differently, basically. But at the end of the day, it will be better if, like, you talk about, if as an artist, I talk about what I wanted to say in a melody, and I'll let you, like, help me and, like, finish that part of, like, your thoughts. You get, it's better like that for me.
Okay, I see that.
Yeah.
What were you trying to communicate with mine?
She be mine.
Is there a particular feeling you're going through in your life? Is it a stage? What are the components of the song?
Mine basically talks about me and music. You get, I've had a lot of, like, struggles, like, to separate me from music. Basically, like, from family and from the kind of person I'm needed to be by other people. You get what I mean? But I be like, music, whenever I do music, whenever I write, whenever I sing, whenever I perform, even in an empty room, I'm okay.
It's about you.
You know, I'm so fine. It's a moment where I even don't need alcohol, you know? I'm just at a point in my life when I sing, I feel like everything is okay. You know? I'm at a state of mind where I'm so easy. And I think that's, like, the best time to catch me. I can even give you money. You get? But music and me, I wish to say we're inseparable. You know? So that's why I did mine.
How long have you been doing music for?
I think this is now, like, the second year. Actually.
And you already feel like you're inseparable?
It's like 1.5. Yeah, it's like 1.5.
This wasn't your thing in school? It wasn't your thing growing up?
Like, doing music professionally, it's like 1.5. But
no, so doing music.
Doing music.
Yeah. When is the first time you were in studio?
First time I was in studio was, like, in August 2020.
Okay.
August 2020, yeah. Okay. It was, like, the very first time I was in studio. Like, I entered the studio.
How was that like?
Bro.
Singing through a microphone?
No, I didn't sing that time.
You just, first time you entered the studio? And
first time I entered the studio.
Okay.
Yeah, with all this sound. Yeah, it was nice. But if I can stream back from the very first time, like, I could sing, I think I was 4 years. It was like a screen. Remember those, like, our TVs of those days, which have, like bricks, and it was like a sheath of a mirror in front of the TV. So I would like sing in front of that mirror, and the aim was, like, to look good. You know, I wanted to sing, and, like, I look good while doing it. I look handsome while doing it. Because, you know, there are these instances, like, the people I used to listen to, the Michael Jackson, when they sing, and there's the way they would strain and engage. And they have that, like, that ugly face, but whether people care and whether they care or not, I wanted like to, look nice while doing it. You get. But then at the end, when I realized it was actually not about that, because like when I kept on growing, like at 7, there was like this balcony, like from the boys' quarter. It's a bit high, so I would stand there, and there was like a metal, and that would like become the mic. And so me, I be seeing like there are people down. You get. Then I see like the people down there, and I'm like singing to them, and they're like screaming my name, and I'm like, yo, I see you guys. You get. And then I like real first performed like on a stage, like in P7. It was
Speak
in
there.
KPS.
Church.
No, Kampala Parent School.
Yeah.
It was at school. I think it was culture or something. I sang, but
KPS stand to Watoto, so that mixed.
hey, no, like the Kampala Parent School. Yeah. So I like, you get. That was like the first time I was singing, but I was singing for parents, and I don't think like this guy is like.
You give a shit about him.
I'm sure they're like, he'll grow. You get. But
He'll
then
probably become a lawyer.
you get. Then like senior 1, I got back at it.
Let me just put this inside.
Like senior 1, like Form 1, I was at Marcos.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was at Marcos, and there was like this competition. I think it was called Marcos Idols. Marcos Idol. I think. Yeah, Marcos Idol. So they were like getting, by the time it was like a competition for Form 1s, there were many people like. So at first we were like 30, then they streamed us down over to 10. So man, it was like only students watching, like the whole school, Form 1 to Form 6. They are watching, and I'm like, yeah, this is the time. So they trained us like for 2 weeks and what. So that was like the first time I like go to perform for people who would understand what I'm singing. I sang a song called, it was by One Direction. I don't know what song. This song of written on these walls are the stories that I can't explain. That one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one I've forgotten. So I sang that song, but I didn't perform it well. I reached there, they played the instrumental, and I realized like, I think by the time my voice was too young, but I couldn't like sing the original key. It was too low. So I waited for the chorus part. That's when I could sing like, and there's so many people, and I could like see people's faces like, guys are like, But when the chorus came and I sang,
this is how much it meant to
and
me,
guys like shouted, I was like, oh, bro, this is it. You get it? I was like, yeah, this is it. But then I knew like I wouldn't like even make it to like the semi-finals. So that was like the quarterfinals. So man, it was so crazy. But
wait, but in terms of when you say your voice was young then,
yeah.
So what you're meaning to say is to sing the type of music you sing.
Yeah.
It's not like rap. Rap, I could rap, like if I can get my English together, I can just put words together, put poetry, or connecting and rhyme, right? But now for you, are you saying that if I want to sing like you, I can train my voice to sing like you, and it actually works? I always thought you have to be a singer, like in some sense.
Me, I've never like gone for training.
Yeah, but you told me you train your voice. You go to the hills and
yeah,
that's the same thing.
Like,
you don't have to like go to a class or school.
No, me, I don't think I need, because I've like sung like, I've been like good, like,
okay,
no bragging, but I've been really good, like since I was young. I've just grown, if you get what I mean. I've grown up in singing. You get, because when you're young, you can sing like recklessly. You can just get a song, and then you just sing it. But then, when you like grow in singing, you would realize that there are points where you don't need to like strain too much.
Yeah,
you get people like, yeah, he has a nice voice, but you get. Actually, true story about that competition, I've just remembered.
Yeah.
It's like we practiced like for 2 weeks. I know he's going to kill me, but we practiced like for 2 weeks. And then one nine. But when we reached like the final day, like backstage, there was like this kid that was singing. And he was singing with high notes. I mean, he was singing Raw by Katy Perry. You make me raw. That one. And he was singing it, so I was like, bro, which kid is this?
There's a guy.
He was a guy. So, and the guy actually won the competition. We practiced like for 2 weeks. And then Baraka Joshua comes on the final day.
Yeah.
You
Wait,
know?
was he the same guy?
The same guy. Some small kid. We're all small then, but then I think we'd look at ourselves like, this guy is small.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah.
So like, this guy came like on the last day. Like the day to the performance. And he was training with some chick. I think she was called Amanda. She was in Form 6 by then. And the guy like won the thing. So when you like talk about that vocal training thing, they trained us for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But I still reached like, and you know what they trained us for? Man, Marcos, they trained us not the songs we're going to sing like on the stage. I'm not complaining.
They train the vocals.
I'm not complaining.
You're supposed to.
You get?
Yeah.
So like they reached there and then they like they told us a song we're going to sing. So I had to like learn the lyrics like overnight. Whether I sang anyway.
I see that.
So like Josh like beat us. Like on day last. And he took the money.
Do you think if you guys did another competition now, he would still beat you?
I don't want to promote anyone right now. I don't want to like. I don't want.
Can we do like a small session where you guys come here and sing, record?
Oh man, that would be nice. That would be nice.
Yeah.
That would be like dope.
Yeah.
That would be like.
I'll
dope.
reach out to him and see if we can arrange that.
Yeah, but I don't want to like ban anyone. Like right now, I'm not bragging.
Okay. We'll love to put that onto test and we see.
Yeah.
Now, as an entertainer, yeah, because when you double down as a musician, you become. How has it been for you with the society in general and the parents? Yeah. I'll reference back to Gashumba again.
Yeah.
Gashumba is in the news for feeling a little bit betrayed by the type of lifestyle the daughter has chosen. Yeah.
Yeah.
As regards to the direction he thought was setting.
Yeah.
Has that affected you as a musician? Wait, you don't actually have hair. Usually it's the hair that is stereotyped the most, but still, in terms of career choices, how has it been for you to like choose to become a musician over everything else?
It's been a lonely road. You know? No parent would like want to educate their child and put them to a certain level. Especially like, let me say, you've taken like your kid like up to campus. And then you could be like, but you know what? Me, I'm going to be like, do music. Because this thing doesn't work, like, these things like don't work for me. You get? But it's been a lonely road because of acceptance. You know? I want to accept myself for who I want to become.
Okay.
And I really feel like I should do music. Of course, there's that conversation you have with your parents and what tough conversation that we already had, and at the end of the day, people will look at you like society from like where you come from will be like, but partly it's also like because of like the guys like the Ugandan artists we have had before us, you know, the kind of like records they've set, and you know, the drugs, the killings, the what, like the disappearances, and people will be like, well, why do you want to like take that path? You know? And it comes back to you as a person to like think what you think you are going to do, like think it through. You get. But I said a lonely road.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it comes back to you. Alone. You know? So society and everything else, I think you like have to put them on hold and make sure you try to convince them like to move along with you. You know? Music is not something that you just like start and be like, man. Because many people have done it. Yesterday I was watching After 5. And like there's this guy. Couldn't get his name.
What does it sing?
Bro. I was actually for rehearsal at a girl of mine. It's called Makizi. So like after rehearsal, it was like 7, and so it was actually 5. It was 6:30 there, and they brought this guy on After 5, Douglas Katz, and this guy, and the guy is like, I couldn't understand like his music, man.
Why he's singing? Isn't it the thing though? Like, do you feel like you also have like a target audience?
May I feel like those guys also first be like, what is this guy singing?
No.
We all have target audiences. You know?
Apart from yesterday, I was talking to Nelly, said he told me for him he targets everyone with a wrap up.
Yeah.
It's not specific to anyone.
No, man, being a rapper is like something dope, man. You know? People will love you for rhyme. People will love you for your flow. These are different like categories of people. Some will love you like for your rhyme. Some will like for your flow. Others will like you like for what you're saying. Earlier on, we had talked about like distracting people.
Yeah.
You get. Others will be like, some people like the fire, man. You get.
That's true.
And being a rapper is like really dope. So you can capture like many people at once. Call up a concert and people actually turn up. You know? Not because you're talented.
Rap here though doesn't work like that.
Man, we talked about being an artist. Yeah?
It's too much work.
It's crazy. Whether like rap works here or not, but rap is a very good.
Do you think you'll break out?
Me, like in rap?
No.
Hey,
In the whole
like
music thing.
in music. I know I will.
How much effort are you willing to give out until you
100.
give up?
Like 100%. Because I know that if I reach a certain level, there's no turning back.
You've not reached that level.
No.
I think
No,
I've
like
reached
the
that
level, like the level
of
of
saying
like,
not turning back. Like
no, I've already reached that level of not turning back, but I feel like there's a point of which I reach, like, if I reach like a certain like crowding and audience, I'd be like, now I have them, you get. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, now I have these guys and I can actually do what I'm convinced that everyone else would like perceive me for. Get. So I know I will break out with the right team, and it's just going to take some time. But
do you think a team like Spice Diana would handle you to? Do you feel like she has done it? She's made it. She has broken out.
Broken out where?
Musically speaking.
She has the following.
She has the streams. She's making money. She has a concert.
Yeah.
The brand is good. What are
Yeah.
you looking at? Isn't it the same thing?
But my dreams are wild.
Okay.
I'm looking at CK.
CK.
I'm looking at Oxlade.
CK had the best song from Africa last year, right?
You know? Best song. And there was Oxlade competing like a world smash. You know? There was Rema, a world smash that is continuing.
All these guys are signed to like Universal and whatnot.
Gate.
Triple signed everywhere into publishing and distribution, so.
Exactly.
Okay.
Guys like Universal or Sony. And then he's also being like backed up by his label.
Marvin, right?
Who?
Is CK? No.
I don't know about
Ira is
CK.
signed to Marvin, right?
Yeah, Ira. Ira, Rema. I actually love those guys, like all of them. You
Yeah.
should listen to their album. It's crazy. Yeesh. So, basically, I will break out. I know I will.
Who is that African act you want to collaborate with?
I feel like if they like
If I can just give them a phone call.
Buju.
Oh. Buju Bantu.
No.
Buju.
BXNX.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it B?
Yeah, that one.
BNXN. Yeah. BFK Buju. Buju, Ira.
Black Diamond.
Ira,
My boys.
Kabza. Kabza did small. I would want to create magic with Kabza. Of course, Oxlade, Magics, basically like the whole of Mavins, you know. I feel like I would relate 100% to those guys as much as they'll try to relate to me.
And in UG?
Pardon?
In Uganda?
In Uganda, I'm yet to see.
You've not been impressed by anyone?
Many people actually have impressed, very many. There's Joshua, there's Azawi, you know. There's JC Muyonjo. Guy is good.
Yeah.
Guy is definitely good.
Do you know of Isaiah the composer? Guys, this
Yes, I do.
Yeah. You should. I feel like.
Then there's also Chimera.
Yeah. Then Play One Jacob.
Play One. Play One is so good.
I don't know why I say
personally,
and again, yet he was here telling me never to say it like that.
Personally, he's a very very, very interesting person.
Yeah.
And also to his music. Play One.
And he's such a good rapper, right? He's
yeah,
a fast
man.
rapper, right?
I saw somewhere they announced he's releasing
He released?
No, that album released, but then I saw it on Twitter. He's releasing the second version, or the 0.0 of it, Aura 0.0. It's so.
He was talking about it on the podcast. He wants to.
Yeah.
He has other acts he wants to get on there. You should get on that album, by the way. I think you should reach out to him.
Shall see.
Next, working with sounding different all the time. Are you going to sound different on all your projects, or are you going to sound the same?
I feel like there's an era for every time. There's a bad boy era. And it just depends on the mood and the situation.
Yeah.
My music is inspired a lot by what's going on in my life. Times will come out and it will be there's a lot of voicing and it's too soft and slow-mo and words. And that would be the message I would want to pass on at that time. And what I would really want to say at that time. Then there'll be you get, there'll be the time where I just want to sing. Yeah. So.
Okay. In terms of legacy, I don't know if you have something else specific you'd want to talk about that we might skip, but I usually conclude with this. In terms of legacy, what do you want to leave behind? What's your legacy? How do you... We didn't even talk about your values. Let's first go there.
My values?
Yeah. What are those values that inspire you to do what you do?
I feel humility.
Okay.
It's number one. However much you know, you should be humble. You know? Humility is one of them. Then it all streams down to patience. That one I've been taught the hard way. To be patient. If someone gives you their time, and you they listen to you, you should actually take your time and make sure, if you really want to be a part or have something with someone, you should be patient. Patient. Then another one is having your mind in a stable place as possible. Sometimes we want to run away from what we have in front of us and try to handle things that are behind us, and yet the things that are behind us will not help what's in front.
Yeah.
We can learn from them, what we have done and what we left, but you should basically look at what you have in front of you. So your mind should be in a stable place, and it's not easy to get your mind. That we previously talked about, removing your mind out of your head and leaving it in a space where there's actually a lot. Shouldn't be caught up in a bubble. I try to catch myself mob times. There are times I wake up in the morning and there's only one sect of the music industry that I know. I forget that the chameleons even existed. So I try to catch myself most times, and yet it's just too much. So catching your mind and helping it to be in a stable place will help.
Would you completely ignore Chameleon in your mind as a musician from Uganda?
No.
I feel he's too good to be ignored. His voice is more legendary. He's like a radio. He's in the same good radio, Poker Pharaoh.
Chameleon is good.
Yeah. Really good.
He's really good.
Where Chameleon is really good is Chameleon has not had the best of personal discipline in the public space.
Yeah.
But he has never not been appreciated. And it's not easy.
Cultures
would call you down, cancel culture, what not. It happened. Even Bebe is not as relevant. It's only him that the music has... the music is bigger than the person. And that brings in the question.
Yeah.
Are you looking at being bigger than your music, or do you want Mike Mungu to be bigger than?
Definitely, I would want my music to be bigger than me.
Yeah.
It will be part of the legacy I'm leaving. Of course, I can't I'm doing this because of music. And I have to that's another value, being appreciative and thankful.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you have to so your music has to if you look at Chameleon, people know him because of his music. You get? He's really good, by the way. People know him because of his music and whatnot, and he doesn't just talk, and that's one thing that really beats my understanding. As Ugandan artists, we are known for over talking, man. Why would you go out on someone?
Yeah, we have a lot of that. People mastered that.
I mean, if you look at Nigerians, I'm relating to them because they have done it. And if everyone agrees, they have done it. But if you look at Nigerians, it's rare, man. These guys, Ladipo came to the country at the same time when Oxlade had first come, before they played with him.
Yeah.
And they met, and it was these guys are bros, man. Now imagine Ladipo earlier on had shot Oxlade on Twitter or something. It would be a whole different mood.
But the beefs have been there with them as well. We had them Burna beefing with literally everyone. We had Davido beefing with
there's that. Yeah. There's that. But in Uganda, it's more.
It's personal in Uganda. Guys,
I don't know, man. You get.
I see that.
Yeah. Then another value is to be appreciated. I want to thank Sheila Gashumba. It's
I've seen her share your music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really she's really good. As a person. Us as people, we know ourselves, though we know ourselves. And we try as much as we can to make people think the best out of us. Yes. We don't want someone to know that we are bad people, but what she actually does is really good.
What does she do?
this motion of her of supporting. I remember the day like she shared like my music on her platforms. She kept on commenting that if something is good and she gets a listen of it and it comes to her notice, or like you reach out and you get, she will like, you get. If something is really good and she really loves it, she'll put it up. Be it fashion, we've seen her doing these things from Angela, and she'll put it up. And but me personally, it means a lot because she's like one of like the biggest influencers in East Africa. It means a lot, at least for her like to put mine out there, like the one song I have outside, like for her to put it out and be like, it's crazy. So appreciation at the end of the day for people who are not really like taking anything from you, it's really key to like do that. You get what I mean? Yeah. Appreciation, by the way, is like very underestimated in this country. People don't take it serious.
People are ungrateful people.
Yeah. People are very ungrateful. Be it your mom, and like I appreciate my mom like so much. Like a mob.
Okay.
Even my dad, man. But like my mom, woman has gone through like things.
Like any other mom, right?
Yeah, like any other mom. You get. So yeah, it's appreciation is like really key. And I think those are like my values. And I feel like if anyone had like those same values, it would be so easy to work around. I personally, I don't like hiding it, but I like Joshua as a person. Guy is very humble.
Yeah, that's right. It rubs off him, right?
Yeah, he's so down to earth. Yeah. He's so humble. And I think it's very easy to work with such a person. It's very easy to call such a person.
I agree.
And you're so humble, by the way. You're so humble. Because I remember I reached out, and I was like, but I kept on like doubting myself.
Because conversations by ordinary people.
Exactly, by ordinary people. But to me, I'm like, what if there's like a setback to ordinary people? So that's why I asked you. Yeah. But I was like, I reached out and I was like, man, I would like to. What? Most people actually like don't reply DMs, man. People don't until like you go on their email and first be serious. But I DM'd you and you're like, so shall we work out something?
I'm actually never online these days. I am trying to control so much of my screen time. So
I've caught myself by the recent time so addicted to screen.
Yeah, so but every time I go and I find a message, at least I make sure I reply it. Then if I know I'm going to be online and I see.
Then there's also that, man. Some Ugandans have problems with replying.
Yeah, it's.
I don't want to call it bad texting because it's not.
It's communication, right? Bad communication etiquette, maybe. People don't want to communicate here.
No, people have bad manners.
That's right. Even though I really hope it's hospitable people, so it wouldn't pass to.
Like I have
manners.
Friends who like sometimes someone will just tell you, man, I texted this person. I told this guy about like this business plan, and it was like was supposed to like do it due, but it's now like the guy told the guy, you will text someone in November, like last year, and the person like won't even reply. There you will know people have like bad communication. You get?
Yeah.
Like you can't have like all these texts and at least take time like to go through them because these are your contacts. It's like books you have to read. So people have like, I think people have that problem. I believe it's like there's no such thing as like bad texting.
By the way, speaking of, you see how I asked what you're trying to communicate with the message?
Yeah.
What do you consume that informs your perspective in your messages?
I like talking to a lot of people.
Okay.
I like getting myself in very many places, even though it may not help me.
What does that even mean? Even though it may not help you?
Even though it may not help me. Sometimes, man, you can be there on a Friday in the morning and you just call.
I get you.
Because there's nothing you're doing, yet you don't have class or something, you don't have work, let me say on a weekend, you just like call someone. And it's a random person, and the call actually like feeds you with what you didn't expect. It may be an ordinary person, you know. The call actually feeds you with... Every time I speak to people, I capture out things that mean so much. I love quotes, man, and the way people like say them. You know, I love quotes, and basically, I like just talking to people, man. That's how I get the message, and mostly it's like around the music. I really want to catch myself most times, but I have this thing of, I would have done this thing better.
I see.
You know? And then there's sometimes I listen to a beat and I be like, oof. Get. Like recently I've been listening to, there's an album by Sky Wonder. It's called 86. It's some nice South African music. You know? It has hip hop, like in that one album. Hip hop, it has house, it has piano, it has Afrobeat, you know? It's so nice. I'm not promoting anyone.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to say is that the way I get like is from my experiences. And then when I talk to someone, I be like, but I was talking to someone sometime. She's called Faith. And we're like solid friends, you know?
Yeah.
And she told me that like the way she takes her soul.
If you don't have to sit in one position.
Yeah. It's the way she like takes her soul, you know, is like she believes that the way people perceive her, you know, it's like, you know, there are people like you look at someone, they're always happy.
Yeah.
Someone is ever smiling. And to me, man,
and it's abnormal, right?
You get.
Yeah.
Someone is ever smiling. I mean, we're in Uganda, you're ever smiling. But when I actually reached out like to the person,
they're going through it.
A lot, man. A lot. The person tells you things, man, even you yourself, you thought you had problems.
You can misplace your mind space in a snap. Like
the person leaves you there and you're like, this is you? You get. So, yeah, talking to people like, really like, takes a lot. And that's how I like get my messages. Like, basically the people I surround myself with. You know? Yeah. Basically that.
Thank you, Mike.
You're welcome. I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Why did you call it ordinary people, man? This thing is like...
Big conversations by ordinary people. So you see how you sit and just talk about anything on this podcast? Literally anything. Just that. We started this podcast well about 4 people. Yeah?
Yeah.
But the power of energies, 2 broke off.
Yeah.
2 are still on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then we realized...
So like they like broke off and like formed their own?
No.
Yeah.
That's still that one that broke off is like my best friend.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. It's just that this couldn't be his thing. Like we started season 1 is my cousin and someone I've grown up with so closely.
Yeah.
Knows me in and out. We literally have phone conversations every day.
Yeah.
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 So but we're going to do another podcast with them. Like
okay.
a reunion for them. So it was in that sense that we were just ordinary people because everyone was belonging to different professions.
Yeah.
Who can sit and have conversations.
Yeah.
But then we didn't want these conversations to be the usual media conversations, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, hey, why don't you have a girlfriend?
Yeah.
Do you prefer to have 3 sons or not? Like, I can still ask you that same thing.
Yeah. I don't.
You don't have 3 sons?
We're talking about you.
Okay.
But I don't.
But, yeah, so...
Who has 3? You have 3 sons, bro.
I've had... In my campus time, because living such a fast superstar life.
Okay.
As
superstar life.
Yeah, that's what the music sold us.
Okay.
So when growing up, we thought that was the high life. That's what R. Kelly was singing about, and everyone else. So, and a lot of that influenced us. So yeah, it's been part of the journey, man. It's the process. You have to go through some things to understand them. So yeah, the sense of just having conversations with as ordinary as it could be. No one is an expert on whatever they're saying about.
Yeah.
Even though we go back and do some fact checking if you're speaking on real issues,
Yeah.
we don't want to pass off information that could cause any harm.
Yeah.
Or mislead people,
Yeah.
or hate speech or stuff like that. So just that having conversations like you would on a Maraport with anyone you find there is this. Just publish it. So it's ordinary people, and everyone to me is as ordinary. Like I told you, no one is special.
Yeah.
Everyone experiences. You can suffer the same chronic illness as I can. They say when you're Ugandan, you're one hospital bill away from poverty. This we have seen with the big guys to the small guys.
Uganda.
Yeah. So that, But we don't just do this podcast. We do quite many. We do the So UG podcast. We do Mindspace podcast. We do
So UG
podcast. Yeah.
I've been watching that.
Yeah, and I think season 2 is getting in a lot of you other people that don't just rap. So you should get on that. It has good numbers in Canada and everywhere else.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I would love to, by the way.
Yeah. Okay. Is that it?
I think so.
Thank you, Mike, for coming on the podcast. This will be out next week.
Peace.